Gamers, we're back with the last video in the series of everything you need to know, this time about Macedonian Dynasty. So let's get started. Macedonian Dynasty is the Byzantine variant and it has a difficulty of 1. So we had one of the new civs have 3, 2 had 2 I think. Macedonia is put at 1. Civilization bonuses. Villagers extract silver from gold and stone to research unique technologies. Generate silver passively on mining camps and town centers with influence of Varangian arsenals. I will explain everything, don't worry about it. Exceed 3 tiers of technologies with the Varangian arsenal by spending silver, which means they can get blacksmith upgrade past +3/+3. Access to early Varangian guards in feudal age. Produce all unique Varangian units from Varangian Stronghold. Varangian units have unique abilities to improve their combat effectiveness. Reinforce warriors that fall in battle for free with the Varangian Warcamp. Field units capable of various forms of Greek fire. And transport ship temporarily increase the move speed of units when unloading. That's the same as the Byzantine one. If you are watching this right now on live or you're watching this in the YouTube video form later, I have done everything you need to know about Sengoku Daimyo. I have done everything you need to know about Tughlaq Dynasty and the Golden Horde. So if you're interested about those, check them out. Now, we're here. So as you can see, because this is a Byzantine variant, we also have 5 resources, but the last one is silver. So basically they do not have oil, they have silver. So their houses also have the border settlements like the Byzantine does, so nothing new there. And if we look in from the other buildings, they have a mill, they have a mining lumber camp, mining camp as well. In the eco upgrades, they have everything standard, nothing new, nothing crazy. Same thing for mining, same thing for lumber camp. We have farms that only gather food, so they don't gather silver, they don't gather oil, they're just normal regular farms. And this is where the civilization already gets pretty spicy. There's 2 new buildings in Dark Age. Let me build the 3 towers so I can show you guys those 2. So they have a arrow slit, mangonel emplacement, and cannon emplacement. So mangonel emplacement like the Byzantine. And we have Varangian Stronghold. It costs 200 wood. And yes, I haven't activated my windows, thank you. Varangian Stronghold. And what it does, it is a military building where it basically counts as a barracks. But you can produce different types of units. So you can produce melee infantry, archers, and cavalry. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the first building of that type in the game. Someone can correct me. I mean, I'm not counting military schools or keeps from English. Yeah, this is potentially going to be very, very strong. So in Dark Age, we can produce Borgmadr. So yeah, we're going to be butchering the names for a while, I think. Basically, what they do is they cost 70 food, 20 wood, and they have a buff. They're bolstered by other nearby Varangians. They gain 2% additional attack speed for each Varangian unit within 1 tile. So their attack speed is 185 right now. And now their attack speed is 166. So each Varangian unit that comes out, because this is a Varangian Stronghold, so any of these units that you have together, they will get their attack speed increased. So that's number 1. And they also do bonus damage versus cavalry and elephants. So they're basically their spearmen. And they have this unique bonus that increases the attack speed. Spearmen have 8 damage, right? So they do 7 damage per hit, so they have 1 less damage. Which is important, but they do have more attack speed. And we have a new building, Varangian Warcamp. Now, Varangian Warcamp is an interesting one. You can only make 1. As the Empire suffers casualties in war, the Emperor calls forth more Varangians. Once enough troops are lost in battle, the selected Varangian is reinforced to the battlefield at no cost. If placed on shore near water, attack ships or galleys become available as reinforcements. Reinforcements cost 6 times their value in Fallen Warriors. Now, I am not 100% sure how this works, but I think the way it works is you can lose Spearmen, but you can reinforce with Riddari or with Varangian guards, but the cost has to match. So like basically the 6 times the amount of the original cost has to die for it to spawn. So for example, 6 Varangian guards need to die for you to get 1 Varangian guard. That's how I understand it as well. But you can also lose Spearmen to get Varangian guard or to get archers, but it just has to be the same resource value. So you don't have to lose the exact unit type to get the same unit type, is what I'm trying to tell you. And here, you just click what you want to be getting. So you can see toggle, I have toggle on for these guys. So let me see if this works actually. I don't know if deleting works or not. Let's try and make some more. Because deleting might just not work. Yeah, deleting probably doesn't work. So I'm assuming you have to act... Oh, never mind. It does work. Okay, there we go. We just got 3. And if I remember correctly, they also don't come one by one. They come in a few numbers. So let me do this again. So I'm going to delete 23. And there it is. It starts preparing reinforcements and then it poops out probably 3 again. Yeah. So it always produces 3 of these. So when you lose enough army for the value of 3 of these times 6, that's when they pop out. I think that's how that works. But yeah, someone's going to have to figure out the exact numbers. And then last but not least, we have the dock. And we have Dromon, which is just doomed completely because Dromons suck ass on water. So, yeah, there you go. Amazing. Let me actually check. So, Byzantine ships gather oil, when they're fishing. And I wonder if they get silver. I mean, it wouldn't make sense, but maybe, right? Doesn't look like it, so I'm assuming they just get food and that's it. So there you go. That is the Dark Age, and now we're going to move into the Feudal Age. Let's go with left side first. Actually, no, let's go right side. Right side are usually harder to explain. That's why I go right side first. Okay, let's go Imperial Hippodrome. Acts as a stable. Champions emerge from the trials of the Imperial Hippodrome until each one spawns. Champions provide auras that increase damage of torches, enhance damage of cavalry, and inspire infantry to move faster. So let's get it. So right here, you see this thing. Hippodrome Trials, a champion is currently in tournament. So this, from what I've heard, has been changed. So I'm just gonna wait and let it come out. But basically what I think is about to happen is these champions are going to spawn for free. And once they spawn for free, once you lose them, you can also make them. But you get the first ones for free. And it seems like the first one is like 45 seconds in order to be produced. And this is what that looks like. So 45 seconds. And there you go. And now the second champion is production. It takes 2 minutes to get it. The first champion is the Hippodrome Scout. Now, what does this guy do? Increases torch damage of nearby units by 35%. And this scout has 7 damage. So look at it like a Malian scout, but it has 220 health. So this is the guy that you're going to get for free every game, and you can just go and harass and bully your opponent quite a bit to the point where they're probably going to have to like go and defend themselves, you know. Now, because it's a scout, it's shooting at the board, it's not auto-attacking it, which is kind of funny because it does do more damage when auto-attacking. But basically, any unit, let's see. Any unit will now have increased torch damage when it's in the range of the Hippodrome Scout. And this is not a normal scout, this is this scout. And it costs 100 food, 20 gold, and you cannot make more than 1, okay? Maximum not 1 of each champion. So there's 3 champions, and the scout is the first one that you get. So that's important to remember. And champion is in trial, so we're just gonna wait for him to finish. tower is the same as Byzantine one. And then now once we're aged up in the Varangian Warcamp, you can toggle to get Varangian guards or the archers. So I'll show you guys once again. I'm gonna get a bunch of units like this. I'm gonna delete them. And once we lose those, we should be getting Varangian guards, even though we lost spearmen for them. Okay? And there you go. They come in pair of 2, but we're getting another pair coming out. There we go. So we got early Varangian guards, which are like the Byzantine ones. Okay? So we upgraded our feudal spearmen, basically. And it's important to note that these guys and these guys are both Varangian units. So if you put men-at-arms close to the spearmen will also get attack speed. As you can see, it just went down to 168. Now, these guys do not have that, so this is just for the spearmen. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the names correctly, so yeah. And obviously, these guys can activate the berserking ability like the Byzantines one can. Now, we got the second champion. It looks like the third champion takes 3 minutes to produce. Second champion, this is only from the Imperial Hippodrome landmark. Increases damage of nearby cavalry by +2. Which means if you go horsemen, all the horsemen now have +2 damage in the range of this guy. If you combine it with the scout, now you have a sick raiding party that's like a hero scout, a hero horseman. This horseman has 220 HP, 2-3 armor, while the normal horsemen have 0-2 armor. So now you have like a pretty strong raiding cavalry that you can do. Again, eco upgrades are all the same, nothing weird there. We have a unique upgrade which costs stone and gold. Upgrades all Varangian strongholds with default arrow slits emplacement that deal 10 damage with 6 tiles weapon range. Varangian Stronghold is of course this building, so once you upgrade it, now it's going to shoot, as you can see right here. Which means that all your barracks will now have arrow slits on them, basically. And this is also pretty cheap, right? It's 100 gold, 50 stone. So this is something that you're probably just going to get every single game, because now you have arrow slits on all your barracks. And you should also be probably building your barracks around deer, around boar, just to give you an arrow slit, basically. So the only time you can get this upgrade is in Feudal Age, so you cannot get it in Dark Age. Okay, I guess you could like make a Varangian Stronghold at their gold, but you know, you could also do that with Tower, but it's not that easy, right? Next thing, we have access to early Varangian guards, like I mentioned. They cost 90 food, 40 gold, 4-2 armor, which is that's pretty good. 4-2 armor, okay. And they do 12 damage. And then we have the Borgmadr, which is their archer, and it costs 40 food, 50 wood. Right here. And if you look, they have a 5 damage, so normal damage, nothing crazy, but they have a unique ability. Borgmadr attacks ignore 2 armor, but move 50% slower for 10 seconds. So once you activate this, they're going to move slower like this, but they're going to ignore 2 armor, which means that these guys, if the enemy's castle, if you have enough of these, you can activate this ability and actually deal with men-at-arms or knights potentially. So they're very strong. They are expensive. They're 40-50. They also have 80 health. So yeah, that's their unique thing. And they're also Varangians. So if you take these archers with spearmen, the spearmen get attack speed increase. And the last champion is the Hippodrome Riddari, which has 4-3 armor, 280 health. It has a throwing axe and increases move speed of nearby infantry by 15%. So the throwing axe, I would assume, it says it's melee. 3-tile range. So I'm assuming it like does a charge where it throws an axe at the opponent and then... Oh no, okay. Throwing axes, switch to throwing axes, dealing 18 melee damage from 3.2 tile range. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Let's see. Okay, so you can activate this for 10 seconds and you do 18 melee damage. This is important. It doesn't do range damage, it does melee damage. And the cooldown is 30 seconds. So the aura that it has increases move speed of nearby infantry. So obviously it synergizes pretty well with these guys. Wow, that is fast actually. What the hell? Holy, that is fast. Okay, you definitely want to kill this guy at least, because that gives crazy movement speed. But all these champions are pretty strong. Now, what happens if these champions die? Well, if they die, champion is fallen, you can remake them. Hippodrome Horseman costs 130 food, 30 wood, 30 gold. Hippodrome Riddari, the one that gives movement speed, costs 150, 150. And then Scout costs 100 food, 20 gold. I see you guys are asking about the Varangian Warcamp. I'll just put it next to the water so you guys can see how that works. Dromon, they suck, but there they are. There you go. So now if you build the Varangian Warcamp next to the water, you could put galley production. And now if we were to delete all these units, let's say, we are getting reinforcements in the water, so the aeroship should come out. And again, guys, it doesn't matter which units you're losing, as long as it's like the value of the unit that you want to produce times 6 that you need to lose in order to produce it. That's how I understood it. But again, I am not sure. Okay, thank you. You can also make this Varangian camp on land and then click on Varangian Guard production, and as you're fighting on water, you lose ships, but you gain army on land. I want to check something. I'm assuming you get Dromon, but this looks like a Stronghold ship. Wait, you get a Stronghold ship? Wait, you can't produce Stronghold ships, but if you... Wait. I wonder if this is a bug or intended. I kind of wonder if that's a bug or intended. I mean, it says Lodia attack ships, so I don't think it's a bug, because Lodia attack ships is Rus, right? That's crazy. So you could play maybe this in water, even with Dromons, lose stuff, and then get Stronghold ships. Okay, so cool. Next thing, I'm glad I found this now. So next thing I want to show you is going to be the mechanic that they have. That is their new mechanic. But first, let's make this. TC costs the same. Traders are just traders. I'm pretty sure there's nothing weird or new about them. We can make stables, archer range as well. Walls, towers, all the same. And we have a new building, which is Varangian Arsenal, that I'm going to show you in a second. If you build a stable, you can basically produce horsemen and Riddari. Riddari are their version of the knights, which you're going to see in a little bit. And then archer range, they have crossbows, hand cannoneers, and the unique archers. And they don't have a barracks. This is basically their barracks, where you can produce archers and Riddari, which is why I think Macedonian Dynasty is very strong. Because one building producing multiple types of units is very strong. I'm going to disable the cheat code so you can see how this works. So this is Varangian Arsenal. You see this influence radius, right? So basically, the units within this influence radius, in this case, we're going to put it next to this mining camp. Whenever you are... this is basically your blacksmith. But also, mining camps and town centers, I'm going to move this, within the influence of Varangian Arsenal begin generating additional 12% of silver every minute based on the total silver deposited at the influence mine, okay? So what does this mean? This means that if now I mine gold, watch this. The villagers gather gold and they drop off gold and silver, which is this resource right here. But every time they drop off, you'll see in a second, when they do drop off, there's the silver deposited. So 12% of this silver deposited, the Varangian Arsenal will now give silver per minute. Okay? So that's how that works. So you can see it's about to start producing more. But in order for it to produce passively, you need to get Varangian Arsenal next to it. And now there's this silver underneath it, okay? So you can see the more you drop off, the more silver you get, the more passive silver you get from the Varangian Arsenal. But you need to have Varangian Arsenal next to it. But what is important? Unless they changed it, the gold camps give you more silver per minute because they have 4,000 resources, and stone camps have 1.2k resources. So for every 15 gold, you're dropping off 6 silver, which means that if you're on stone, you're going to be dropping off less silver, so you're going to get less silver per minute. I'm just going to turn on the cheat code so you can see how this works, because they're going to gather out the mining camp super fast with the cheat codes. Just to show you exactly how it works. So you can see how much silver has been deposited. And no, traders do not get silver. As you can see, I sent them for that reason, just so you guys can see that. So now we have gathered this whole thing. We got 1,600 silver from gathering that full gold mine. And I don't know if it's capped out yet. I mean, 12%, it's not capped out yet. We're going to get next income of silver. There it is. And basically, for the rest of the game, you're going to be getting silver per minute. Okay? How does silver work on TC? Well, basically, if you put the arsenal... Let's say this is my second TC, and if there's... Like, if I put my second TC here, and I put my arsenal... So, I mean, I'll just show you. There we go. So... Over here, we're getting 191 silver per minute. I'm going to wait for another round. So the TC, you ask how does it work? It works the same way. You drop off silver here, and now you're going to be getting silver per minute in that TC based on this. But because stone has less resources, we only deposited 462 silver, whereas here we deposited 1,600 silver. Now, if you destroy the camp, if you look, there's this little silver right here, and you can click silver deposit. So you can just rebuild the mining camp on top of it if it gets destroyed. And once again, you can see 1,600 silver, and now it's going to start generating silver again. So I'm going to mine out the small stone and the big gold, and you can see how much I will get from big gold and small stone. Let's talk about the next thing, which is the upgrades. So this is another very unique thing about Macedonian. The upgrades take normal time, so they're 1 minute. But they cost only silver. So all their upgrades only cost silver, not the eco upgrades. The eco upgrades cost normal. The blacksmith upgrades cost silver. So you can see what it says. 1 out of 6, which is exactly what you think it is. You can upgrade plus 6 melee damage, plus 6 range attack, plus 6 armor. Let's say we go for some horses, and in feudal age we can get... Oh, sorry. Another thing I forgot to mention. My bad. So you might be thinking, well, this is OP because you can just get everything on plus 6. Well, increases the damage of all melee infantry by plus 1. So this doesn't work for cavalry. This is for only range damage of all arrows and bolts. This is for damage of cavalry. Okay, so this is the cavalry. This is archers. This is melee. So if I upgrade cavalry, increases damage. In feudal age, I can upgrade plus 2. And if you bring your champion... So my horsemen have 11 damage right now. And if I bring this guy to buff them, it's going to do 13 damage per hit. Now, what's very interesting. Armor upgrades increases the armor of all cavalry by 1 and health by 5%. It costs 500 silver for the second upgrade, and 1,000 silver for the third upgrade. So right now the horsemen have bonus 12 HP. If you look at the ranged upgrades, +1 range attack, +1 range attack, +2 melee attack. Butted chainmail increases the armor of all melee infantry by 1 and health by 5%. And it's the same thing for ranged units, which means your archers will have 10% extra HP in Feudal Age. Okay? Can you buy silver at market? No. Now we have some more upgrades here. This is Siege Engineering, which costs wood and gold, so nothing weird there. We have another one, Fortifications, which you can also upgrade 6 times, increases the health of all buildings by 10%, and then another 10% right here. So all your buildings will now get extra HP, including your mining camps. And then we have here Iron Fittings, which increases the health of all siege units by 10%. That's how the blacksmith upgrades work. Now, Ruinous Blinding. Varangian arsenals craft more lethal arrows, causing units hit by the archers to have their damage reduced by 20% for 5 seconds. Which means if you spread out your archers in a line formation and they shoot at the enemy, their whole front line will do 20% less damage. But this costs 750 silver. So, now, once you read all that, it will take more than a minute. I forgot how much was the first upgrade. You can see that one mining camp, when it's mined out completely, okay, you get 191 silver per minute. And you deposited 1,600 silver. So what I'm trying to say is you're not going to be able to get all of these in Feudal Age. And especially you're not going to be able to rush this because you're just not going to have silver. Okay. So next thing is you can see right here in the town center, we gathered the big gold and the small stone and we're getting 439 silver per minute. But that is like you're going to be mining out big gold in like mid to late castle. So yeah. And I think that's it. I think we can move to castle. I think we covered everything. Age up number 1. Golden Horn Tower. Oh. We're going to build it right here. Oh. Golden Horn Tower. Defensive building equipped with crossbow emplacements and large line of sight. I mean, it's not that large line of sight. 32 crossbow damage. And it shoots twice, it looks like. Or 30 crossbow damage, I guess, with 2 upgrades. Generates batches of crossbows off for free over time. So if we turn off the cheat code, you can see that the crossbow make, I think it's 1 minute and 45 seconds or something like that. You get 3 crossbows that get produced, and they're just regular crossbows. So nothing weird about them, but you do get free units, and this is basically a massive, huge Springle tower. So that's what this landmark gives you, and it gives you detects units in stealth or disguises. To be fair, this landmark IMO seems pretty strong. Double springled or double crossbow emplacement on it, as well as produces units for free. That's pretty good. Varangian Guard, let's turn on the cheat code. Let me disable this production. Once you upgrade Varangian Guards to Castle, they're now Varangian Guards, so nothing weird there. We got Archers, and we got Spearmen. Once we upgrade the Spearmen, they look like this. Once we upgrade the Archers, they look like this. So this is still a thing, nothing changed there. These are the Spearmen stats. And now you can also produce Riddari from the Varangian Stronghold, which is their version of Knights. So it has 4/4 armor, it has throwing axe. Oh shit, they don't have charge. Okay, so they do 28 attack damage. But I guess they do not have a charge attack, which means they can switch to axes like this guy, Hippodrome Riddari. So you can do this with them. and then you can go in and fight. But this only lasts for 10 seconds and the cooldown is 30. So you can kind of use them like Desorators for a little bit. Yeah. They look pretty nice. I like the look. Now, next thing is the veteran Borgmadr. They still have this ability, so nothing changed there. And now their damage is 9 plus 7 plus 7. And yeah, we've covered the units. Now, the horsemen are just normal horsemen, so nothing crazy there. The hero units are still hero units. They now do, they have more HP, but they have still 7 damage, so they don't get some crazy stats, at least not the scouts. But the Hippodrome Riddari and the Hippodrome Horsemen obviously gained a shit ton of stats from the percentage-based HP thing. Alright, next thing, you have the Mangonel upgrade, all the eco upgrades, which are pretty standard. And what else did we unlock? We got a monastery, a siege workshop, and a keep. The relics are pretty standard, nothing crazy about those. Springles, chiropractors, trebuchets, and mangonels. Again, nothing crazy, nothing weird. The keeps have the mangonel emplacement and the boiling oil. So, same like the Byzantine one. And the only thing that is new in Castle Age is you just get more upgrades. So now we can get infantry plus 3 attack and plus 4 attack, which costs 1,400 silver. Plus 5 attack costs 2,400 silver. So you can now get 20% extra HP on your cavalry, on your melee units, and your ranged infantry units, which means that your spearmen have 444 health, your archers got 108. So you're looking at this and you're like, what's the trick? Isn't that OP as fuck? No, because this civilization does not have university. So that's why all their bonus HP upgrades are in here. But what's interesting is their ranged units get the bonus HP too, which other civs do not. You have the military academy, which is standard, the siege and the building HP as well. You can see how expensive the upgrades are now, 3,000 silver for 1. And we have a new upgrade, Rompaya. Varangian guards in Riddari equip a powerful sword, increasing light infantry damage of guards by 3 and damage of Riddari by 3. So, if we go to Varangian guard and Riddari, 26 damage and 13, we upgraded. Now the Varangian guards do 13 plus 4 and plus 3 versus light infantry. And if you look at the Riddari, their attack damage is now 26 plus 4. Oh, they got a... Wait, they got a second attack? Wait, what? How does that work? That's it. Like, in Castle, that's it. They don't really gain anything else as far as the stats go. But if you look, you'll notice something. Their archers have 7 plus 4 damage. And their armor is 4/4. Their knights in Castle Age can have 8/8 armor. But have in mind, before people start complaining, you cannot get all these upgrades in Castle Age. Like, it's just not going to happen, right? So you cannot just get them, forehead, right? Okay, let's see this guy. I guess it's just now hitting with the second attack, but the first one is still there. I think it's just a tooltip bug, maybe. Next thing is the Imperial, because we got nothing else to talk about. Oh, sorry, we got this. One of the important things, sorry. Requirements, at least 5 victories in combat from Varangians. Carve a runestone to celebrate honorable victories in combat, enhancing Varangian range weapons by 1 tile, melee damage by 1, and move speed by 15%. Lasts 150 seconds. Now, we are going to test this, by the way. We are going to test this in real games and in just custom games testing stuff. what does 5 victories mean? Is it 5 different combats? Is it 5 units? Is it 5 kills? We don't know. We're going to test all that out, but you can basically just buff up your Varangian ranged weapons. Ranged weapons by 1 tile. Melee damage by 1, move speed 15%, which all seems very strong, to be honest. Alright, let's go to Imperial. Foreign Engineering Company. Allows production of nested bees, hui hui pow, and royal cannons for silver. And this is the real OP IMO. I mean, it's like Byzantine. It's the same thing. Yeah, nested bees 600, that's criminal. Pow pow 1000, that's criminal. Royal cannon 900, that's fine. So yeah, this one is basically the same as the Biz one. It just costs silver. Now, we're gonna check if we got any other upgrades. I'm just gonna get all the upgrades right here so you can see what that looks like. We're gonna upgrade all our units as well. So this is the Varangian Guard final stats. Once again, there is no university. The building does not exist for this. This is the Spearman final stats. This is the Archer final stats, 143 HP, which is very nice. And also the Crossbows and Hand Cannoneers got bonus HP. And Hand Cannoneers have 6/6 armor if you upgrade them fully. So yeah, one thing to note is they do not have the Hand Cannoneer upgrade where when they shoot, where they get +5 damage against melee infantry. These are Elite Riddari final stats, right here, 364 HP. You can make Siege now, and your Siege will also have the bonus HP because of all the upgrades that we have gotten. And last but not least, there is 2 unique upgrades in the Siege Workshop. This is the same as the Byzantine one. It's Greek Fire. Roman Fire. Springles gain 15% attack speed and engulf their projectiles with fire, creating a patch of Greek fire upon impact. And that looks like this. Wow, that looks cool! Wait, hold the phone, that looks cool. Oh my god! Damn, bro, we cooked them up. Dude, do they give more food now or something? Holy. Okay, that looks cool. Love that. And the last upgrade in the Siege Workshop, siege units will deal 10% additional damage for every 10 seconds they are set up to a maximum of 50%. Ooh. Okay, this makes Pow Pow giga strong. And trebuchets and mangonels and bombards. Because Springles don't set up, right? So every other siege unit will get this bonus, except chiropractors and Pringles. Okay. So this is why this is a 1-star Civ. I think it's fairly straightforward. Like the only mechanic that's like complicated is the silver. Once you figure out what silver does in the upgrades, then the civilization is a 1-star Civ. But let's now remake and quickly host a game with the other landmarks so I can show you guys those as well. Grand Winery acts as a mill and monastery. Villagers gather food 30% faster when affected by its aura. This is very important. It doesn't say berries, right? Villagers gather food 30% faster when affected by its aura, which means you can put this on deer. I assume you can put it for farms, you can put it for berries, you can put it for sheep, pro scouts, whatever you want. So, boom. And it looks like, you know, it just looks normal. You can get all the eco upgrades. Now the question is, does it give silver if you put relic in this? Which we are going to check in a moment. Let me just get a couple of more scouts. Someone asked, is there a difference between producing archers from this or this? Nope. Varangian Stronghold can produce same archers from here and here. The only difference is you can produce crossbows and hand cannoneers here. Here is only Varangian units. Okay. Let's go age 3. Cistern of the First Hill. Charges an ability used for boosting the work rate of military and research buildings. If used in a mining camp, lumber camp, or farm, begin earning 160 gold, wood, or food over 60 seconds. Now, I have an opinion about this one because I thought about this one quite a bit. This sounds kind of great, but, and there's a big but in there. So you have 4 charges. You cannot use this automatically. So basically what you have to do, effectively, right, is you need to use it on military or production buildings to increase their work rate by 150%, but it only lasts 60 seconds. Or you can use it on sploosh. You can use it on a lumber camp, and now you're getting 160 resource, 160 wood over the next 60 seconds. So what is the problem with this landmark? The problem with this landmark is I cannot see any lower rated players using this because it's kind of hard to use. You have to constantly, not constantly, but you have to remember to click on it and then use it. It's kind of like a Golden Gate, right? But I feel like the other landmark might just be better. I might be completely wrong, you know, who knows? But yeah, there it is. That's what this landmark does. It's a support and economy landmark. Let's teleport this guy. We're gonna put the relic in the Grand Winery and we'll see if it gives gold or silver, because the Byzantine one gives oil. And then the last Imperial landmark is Palatine School. Elite cataphracts can rapidly be produced in batches at this landmark for silver. So, foreign engineering produce nest of these nuts, POW, and royal cannons for silver. Palatine School produces cataphracts for silver. You cannot train cataphracts with Macedonian Dynasty unless you go for this landmark. And then if you buy them 750 silver, you get 3 elite cataphracts, which IMO is pretty good deal. That's a pretty good deal right there, boy. Because, yeah. So I think, to be fair, both Imperial landmarks are good. One is obviously more focused on siege. One is just cataphracts and nothing else. Like, it just doesn't give anything else. But that is pretty strong. Okay, there we go. So if you put your relic into Grand Winery, it does give 80 silver a minute. So it does not give gold. So have that in mind. And I think that is pretty much it. I think we have covered everything you need to know about the Macedonian Dynasty. I've done everything you need to know about the Golden Horde, Sengoku, everything you need to know about Macedonian Dynasty and Tughlaq Dynasty. So I hope you guys now know everything, every single little thing from upgrades to units to landmarks that you want to know about those civilizations. And if you want to play them, I will be making guides for every single one of those civs soon, and more videos of me playing those civilizations and showing you guys hopefully how it's done. So if you're watching on YouTube in the video form, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. And if you're watching live, let's keep going.